Commander Jack Harlow stood on the bridge of the EDF Valiant, his eyes fixed on the main screen. The coffee in his hand went cold as the sensors lit up with warnings. Something big was coming. "Sir, we have multiple objects entering our solar system," said Lieutenant Greg Porter, his voice tight. Jack moved closer to the display. "How many?" "Hundreds, maybe thousands." The bridge fell silent. Earth had prepared for first contact for decades, but nothing like this. "Get me Earth Command," Jack ordered. Minutes later, the face of General Vance appeared on screen. "Harlow, tell me what you're seeing." "Sir, it's a fleet. Bigger than anything we've ever built. They're moving in formation toward Earth." The general's face hardened. "All defense forces are on high alert. Hold your position and wait for orders." Jack watched as the alien ships emerged from the darkness of space. They were massive. The smallest dwarfed the Valiant by 10 times. Their hulls gleamed with a strange purple-black metal that seemed to absorb light. "Incoming transmission," Porter announced. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies." "Put it through," Jack said. The screen flickered, revealing a tall, gray-skinned creature with 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. Its voice boomed through the speakers. "People of Earth, I am Supreme Commander Drac of the Krathul Empire. Your planet is now under our protection. Surrender your weapons and prepare for integration. Resistance will result in immediate punishment." Jack studied the alien commander, noticing something odd about the control panel behind him. The technology looked cobbled together. Different styles, different materials. "Sir," Jack whispered to General Vance, "look at their tech. It's not uniform." The general didn't respond, too focused on formulating Earth's official reply. Jack zoomed in on the screen, examining the alien ship's exterior. There were seams where different metals met, patches that didn't match, and near what appeared to be their weapon systems, a familiar pattern of circuitry. "That's Centauri design," Jack muttered. "I saw it in the archives." As Earth's leaders debated their response, Jack made a decision. He turned to his second-in-command. "Maya, I need a small team. Volunteers only." "Sir, what are you planning?" she asked. "Those ships aren't as advanced as they want us to think. They've stolen technology from other species, and if they stole it, they might not fully understand it." Jack gathered 5 of his best crew members in the hangar bay. Their mission was unauthorized and likely suicidal. But if he was right, "We're going to board their command ship," he told the team. "Find their weaknesses before Earth surrenders to an enemy we might actually be able to beat." They launched in a stealth shuttle, using the chaos of the first contact scenario as cover. As they approached the massive alien flagship, Jack's shuttle sensors detected something strange. "Their shield harmonics are fluctuating," said Diane, the team's engineer. "Almost like they can't stabilize them." They slipped through a gap in the shields and docked at an emergency airlock. Once inside, Jack hacked into a terminal using techniques that shouldn't have worked on truly advanced technology. "I'm in," he whispered as alien data filled his screen. "My God." The team gathered around him as the truth became clear. The Krathul Empire had conquered dozens of worlds not through superior technology, but through intimidation and theft. An alarm blared. They'd been discovered. "We need to go," Maya urged. "Not yet," Jack said, downloading everything he could. "Earth needs to know." As armed guards approached, Jack sent one final transmission to Earth Command. "They're not gods. They're thieves, and they have no idea what they've just stepped into." Jack's message reached Earth Command, but the response wasn't what he hoped for. "Commander Harlow, your unauthorized mission has compromised our diplomatic position," General Vance said through the secure channel. His face on the small screen looked tired and angry. "The World Council has voted to negotiate with the Krathul." Jack slammed his fist on the table. "Sir, they're bluffing. Their technology is stolen. They have weaknesses we can exploit." "The decision is made, Commander. Return to base immediately." The transmission ended. Jack looked at his team, who waited in the cramped briefing room of the Valiant. "They won't listen," Maya said. It wasn't a question. Jack nodded. "Not yet." A knock at the door interrupted them. Admiral Frank Winters entered, his weathered face serious. He had been Jack's mentor since the academy. "That was quite a stunt you pulled," the Admiral said. Jack stood straight. "Sir, Save it." Winters closed the door. "I reviewed your data. I believe you." Hope sparked in Jack's chest. "Then help me convince the Council." "They're scared, Jack. The Crothul ships are bigger than anything we have." Winters lowered his voice. "But I can give you resources. Unofficial resources." "What do you have in mind, sir?" "A small team, a fast ship, and a plan to prove you're right before the Council surrenders Earth." Within hours, Jack assembled his new team. Maya stayed as his second. Diane Reeves joined as engineer. Brilliant, but with a record of insubordination that had stalled her career. Her hands moved constantly, fixing, improving anything she touched. "I've studied alien tech for years," she told Jack. "If they stole it, I can break it." The team boarded the Phantom, a prototype stealth vessel Admiral Winters had borrowed from R&D. As they prepared to launch, the first Crothul attack began. "They're hitting Sydney," Maya reported, watching the emergency broadcasts. "London and Beijing are next." Jack gripped the controls tighter. So much for negotiations. The Phantom slipped away from Earth as fires burned in the cities below. Their mission? Capture a Crothul scout ship and prove the aliens' weakness. They found their target near Mars, a smaller vessel separated from the main fleet. Jack maneuvered the Phantom underneath it, matching speed perfectly. "Boarding team ready," Maya confirmed. Diane checked her custom tools. "Their hull design has a weakness near the engine section. I can get us in." The team moved across the short gap between ships in their spacesuits. Diane worked quickly, cutting through the hull exactly where she predicted a seam would be. Inside, they encountered two Crothul guards. Jack and Maya took them down with stun weapons before they could raise an alarm. "The bridge should be this way," Jack said, following the ship's layout he had memorized from his earlier hack. They secured the small bridge, and Diane got to work on the controls. "Just as I thought," she said, excitement in her voice. "This navigation system is Arcturian, weapons are Centauri, and life support is definitely from the Rigel system. They've bolted it all together, but the integration is sloppy." Jack felt vindicated. "Can you fly it?" "Give me 10 minutes. As Diane worked, Jack discovered something in the ship's communication log. "They've hit 12 major cities. They're not here to negotiate. This is a full invasion." "Got it," Diane announced. "We have control." Jack smiled for the first time in days. "Set course for the Crothul command ship. Time to show Earth what we're really dealing with." The stolen scout ship accelerated away from Mars, heading toward the heart of the alien fleet. But as they approached, warning lights flashed across the control panel. "What's happening?" Jack demanded. Diane's face went pale. "They know we're here. There's some kind of tracking device we missed. Jack, they're not surprised to see us. They're waiting for us." The stolen scout ship shuddered as 5 Crothul warships surrounded them. Jack gripped the command chair, mind racing for a way out. "Options?" he asked. Maya checked the tactical display. "We're outgunned. No way to fight through." "Can we run?" Jack looked at Diane. She shook her head. "They've locked some kind of tractor beam on us. We're being pulled toward that carrier." Jack made a quick decision. "Shut down all systems except life support. Make them think we're dead in space." The lights dimmed as Diane cut power. The ship drifted, pulled slowly toward the massive Crothul carrier. "What's the plan?" Maya whispered. "We let them bring us in," Jack said. "Then we find out what they know." The scout ship was dragged into a vast hangar bay. Through the viewport, Jack saw dozens of alien vessels in various states of repair. Some looked damaged, others partially dismantled. "They're not just stealing tech," Diane observed. "They're reverse engineering it." Armed Crothul soldiers approached their ship. Jack led his team to a maintenance shaft Diane had discovered. "This way," he said. "Stay quiet." They crawled through narrow passages, emerging in a dimly lit corridor far from the hangar. Strange symbols covered the walls. a mix of different alien languages. Look, Maya pointed to a door with a human-style lock. That's Earth tech. Jack approached cautiously and opened it. Inside, a thin alien with pale blue skin jumped up from a workbench. Before the alien could shout, Jack had a hand over its mouth. "We're not going to hurt you," Jack said. "We just need information." The alien's four-fingered hands trembled, but it nodded. Jack released it. "I am Zexlar," the alien said in broken English. "You humans? Real humans?" "Yes," Jack confirmed. "I'm Commander Harlow. Why do you speak our language?" "I learn from prisoners. I fix communication systems for Krathul." Zexlar's large eyes darted nervously to the door. "You should not be here. They will kill you." "We need to know their weaknesses," Jack said. "They're attacking our world." Zexlar's expression changed. "My world too. Gone now. I help you." The alien led them deeper into the ship, explaining as they moved through service corridors. Krathul not smart builders. They take, they copy, but not understand. Zexlar tapped his head. "No creativity, only follow orders." "That's their weakness?" Maya asked. "They can't think for themselves?" "Hierarchy everything to them. Lower ranks never question higher, never adapt when plans fail." Jack began to understand. That's why they rely on stolen tech. They can't innovate. They reached a central data hub where Zexlar accessed a terminal. "Look, this why they want Earth." The screen showed human brain scans compared to Krathul and other species. "Humans different," Zexlar explained. "Brain patterns show creativity under pressure. Krathul want this, want to study. Maybe take." Jack felt cold anger rise in his chest. "They're not just invading, they want to harvest us." A plan formed in his mind. "Zexlar, can you get us to the command center?" The alien nodded. "Dangerous, but possible." As they prepared to move, Diane suddenly grabbed her head and screamed. She collapsed to her knees, eyes wide with pain. "What's happening?" Jack demanded, kneeling beside her. Zexlar backed away. "Psychic control, they know you here." Diane looked up at Jack, her eyes now calm and empty. In one swift motion, she pulled a weapon and aimed it at his chest. "The Emperor welcomes you, Commander Harlow," she said in a voice that wasn't her own. "Your mind will make an excellent addition to our collection." Jack stared at his friend, realizing with horror that something else was now looking back at him through her eyes. And he could feel it reaching for his mind too, a cold presence scratching at the edges of his thoughts. Jack felt the cold presence pushing into his mind. His thoughts became foggy. The room spun around him. "Fight it, Jack," Maya shouted, tackling Diane to the ground. The weapon skidded across the floor. Jack pressed his hands against his temples. The pain was intense, like ice picks driving into his brain. Images flashed before his eyes, memories being rifled through by something alien. "The human resists," Diane said in that strange, flat voice. "Interesting." Zexlar pulled Jack behind a console. "Focus on one thought. Simple thought. Build wall around it." Jack concentrated on a single memory, his father teaching him to fish on a quiet lake. The cold presence pushed harder, but the memory held firm. "What is happening to her?" Jack gasped, watching Maya struggle to restrain Diane. "Psychic link," Zexlar explained. "Krathul elders can control minds from distance. Not all humans. Only some." Maya had Diane pinned now. "How do we break the connection?" Zexlar moved to a panel on the wall and ripped it open. He pulled out wires and components. "Can build disruptor, need time." Jack fought to keep his mind clear as the psychic attack intensified. "Hurry." Minutes passed like hours. Jack felt his defenses weakening. More memories were being pulled away. He saw Maya's face contorted with effort as she held Diane down. "Almost ready," Zexlar said, connecting wires to a small device. Suddenly, Diane went limp. Her eyes rolled back, then focused again. "Jack?" she whispered, sounding like herself. Before Jack could respond, the door burst open. 3 Krathul soldiers entered, weapons raised. "Finished!" Zexlar shouted, activating his device. A high-pitched whine filled the room. Jack felt the presence in his mind vanish. The Krathul soldiers grabbed their heads in pain. "It works," Maya said, helping Diane to her feet. Jack grabbed a fallen alien weapon. "Move." They fought their way through corridors, Zexlar's device keeping the psychic attacks at bay. Diane, though weak, worked frantically on a small computer she had grabbed. "I can use their network," she explained between breaths. "Sending the disruptor specs to Earth. If they can mass-produce these, we have a chance." They reached a communication center. Jack secured the door while Diane connected to Earth's frequency. "Admiral Winters, this is Reeves. Sending critical data. The Krathul use psychic attacks. These specs will block them." Winters' voice came through, broken by static. "Received. We're building them now. Earth fleet is engaging the Krathul." "Where are you?" "On their command ship," Jack said. "Sir, they want to harvest human brains for our neural patterns. This isn't just an invasion." "Understood. Hold your position if possible. We're coming for you." The transmission ended as alarms blared throughout the ship. "They're moving the fleet," Zexlar said, reading a display. "All ships attacking Earth now." Jack made a decision. "We need to disable this ship. It's their command center." They fought their way to the engine room, planting explosives Zexlar had gathered. As they worked, the ship shuddered from external impacts. "Earth is fighting back," Maya said with pride. Through a viewport they saw the battle. Earthships, though smaller, were darting between the massive Krathul vessels, landing precise hits on weak points. "The disruptors are working," Diane said. "They can't coordinate without their psychic link." Jack set the final charge. "Time to go. We need to get to an escape pod." As they ran, a massive blast rocked the ship. Jack was thrown against a wall. When he looked up, a section of the corridor had collapsed, separating him from the others. "Jack!" Maya called through the gap. "Go!" he shouted back. "Get to the escape pods. I'll find another way." Jack turned and ran deeper into the ship. He needed a new route. As he rounded a corner, he stopped cold. Before him stood a massive chamber. In its center, a weapon unlike anything he had ever seen pulsed with energy. A Krathul in ornate armor stood at its controls. The alien turned. "Commander Harlow, I am Emperor Vex Kor. You are just in time to witness the end of your world." The weapon powered up, its target clear on the display. Earth. A countdown showed 24 hours until firing. Jack stared at the planet-killer weapon, its core pulsing with sickly green energy. Emperor Vex Kor towered over him, nearly 8 feet tall with armor that gleamed under the harsh lights. "You cannot stop this," the Emperor said. "Your species will serve the Empire one way or another." Jack noticed guards at every exit. No way to fight through them. He needed time. "Why Earth?" Jack asked, stepping closer to the weapon. "Out of all the worlds you could conquer?" The Emperor gestured to a display showing human brain patterns. "Your kind adapts, creates, solves problems in ways we cannot predict. This makes you dangerous, but valuable." Jack's mind raced. The explosives they had planted would damage the ship, but not this weapon chamber. He needed a new plan. "You've studied us," Jack said, "but you missed something important about humans." "And what is that, Commander?" Jack smiled. "We laugh in the face of death." The Emperor tilted his head, confused. "Explain." "When humans face impossible odds, we don't give up. We find humor in darkness. It's how we cope, how we survive." Jack laughed, the sound echoing in the chamber. The Emperor stepped back unsettled. "Your laughter changes nothing. The weapon charges. Your world ends." A small beep from Jack's pocket caught his attention. His communicator. Maya and the others had made it to an escape pod. They were safe. Now for the hard part. Jack lunged toward the weapon controls. Guards fired, but he rolled behind a console. He pulled out the last explosive charge he had kept hidden and slapped it onto the power conduit. Alarms blared. The Emperor shouted orders as Jack typed commands into the console. "What are you doing?" the Emperor demanded. "Changing the target," Jack said. On the main screen, the targeting system shifted from Earth to the Krathul fleet itself. The Emperor roared in anger. "Stop him! Guards rushed forward, but Jack had already finished. He hit the final button and dove away as they fired. "You fool!" the Emperor shouted. "The weapon is unstable. You'll destroy us all." Jack took cover as the power core began to overload. "That's the idea." The communicator beeped again. Diane's voice came through. "Jack, the Earth fleet is pulling back. What did you do?" "Tell Admiral Winters to get everyone clear," Jack replied. "This ship is about to take out the entire Krathul fleet." "What about you?" Jack looked at the escape pods across the chamber, blocked by guards and the raging Emperor. "Don't worry about me." The weapon's core pulsed faster, systems failing as Jack's sabotage took effect. The Emperor ordered an evacuation, abandoning the weapon chamber. Jack saw his chance. He sprinted for a maintenance shaft as the first explosions rocked the ship. He crawled through narrow passages, following emergency lights to a small personal escape pod. As he strapped in, the pod's window showed the massive Krathul ships beginning to turn, trying to escape. Too late. The command ship exploded first, the weapon's energy cascading through the fleet. Ship after ship burst into flames as the chain reaction spread. Jack's tiny pod shot away from the destruction. He activated the emergency beacon and opened a channel to all frequencies. "This is Commander Jack Harlow of Earth. To all worlds enslaved by the Krathul Empire, you are free." He watched as the remains of the alien fleet drifted in space. Earth ships approached, searching for survivors. The Empire fell because they never understood one simple truth, Jack continued, his message reaching thousands of liberated worlds. Humans don't bow to gods or monsters. We become them. Admiral Winter's voice came through the comm. "Jack, is that you? We thought you were gone." Jack smiled as a rescue ship locked onto his pod. "Not yet, sir. Humans are hard to kill." As Earth's fleet gathered around him, Jack looked toward home. The planet still stood, scarred but unbroken. And for the first time since the invasion began, he allowed himself to truly laugh.